Good, because I didn't pull out any other dice.
Oh, fuck.
It's fine. I got confused when we first started to will it again, and I was like, wait, Jen uses things that aren't D6s?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of things that aren't D6s.
Yeah, it's a little rough. Yeah, cleric also dice that are multiple sizes.
Yeah, what is this? D8s. I have those out. Well, I have to use D8s now because Gladius is a bigger boy than my short swords.
Bigger boy.
You're gonna need some.
He's a
D12s.
chunky boy.
Grab your D12s.
That is incorrection. I need D8s, D4s, and D6s.
Not if you're told the dead is on something that already has been hit.
Did you say that is incorrection?
12s,
Yep.
That okay, last little tangent. There was a Vine of somebody who English was not their first language. They were talking about the difference between Kansas and Arkansas.
Nope. Your audio, like, super just fucking cut out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Kansas and
Also, did you know that it's a crime in the state of Arkansas to pronounce the name of the state as it's spelled?
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Let me test
That's
my audio.
great.
Can you hear me a little bit better?
You sound like you're
Yeah,
talking through a
really.
toilet paper.
Yeah, it sounds
tube.
like your mic might have just switched.
Yeah, check your input.
Oh, I hate
Discord.
it. Yeah, Discord.
Unlike Discord. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with
Oh.
shooting the shit and play. If we
I
hadn't
mean-
all just stress-made characters over the last, like, 2 days, I would be okay just shooting the shit and talking D&D today.
2 days. I did all of this yesterday.
I did that.
I did all my
did
prep
this,
today.
You did
like,
hers
last
last-
night.
At like 2, and technically it was today, actually. It was like 1 a.m.
You're alive.
Technically,
Technically,
Why are you not?
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, like this bag, I filled the other one. This one is
God.
already about a third full.
I don't... Okay, now nobody can yell at me when I buy new dice.
No,
Because I
they
sure
can
shit
still.
I'm not even close to filling that. I have one of those! And I'm
Me
so
too.
not, like... It's
Me too.
practically flat in comparison.
How about now?
Oh, much
That's
better.
You're
good.
good. You're
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Yes.
Does
Although-
not sound like
did
the
Discord
fluttering
just
music.
switch your input device?
It acted as though my Blue Yeti didn't exist for whatever reason.
Yeti
Yeah.
and Discord
Not
do not
fun.
like each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I-
so weird.
I don't have
Not
that
as much-
problem
You're
so
so
much.
weird.
Who else
Not
was
as
having
much
that
as
problem? Tina
like
doesn't have that
Zoom
I
plus
have
the
it.
dock for work hates my headset.
Ash
So
also
weird.
has
Ash
it.
has that big problem.
Yeah.
Her
Or
Blue
it just-
Yeti and Discord do not like each other.
Like
That's
hers just
just
refuses
poo.
for weeks sometimes. It just
Mhm.
says no. There's no microphone.
Yep.
Well, isn't that just the pooiest? Welcome to a special one-shot
Yay!
from your team at Decisions and Dragons. I'm not doing the dance because it's not an actual Decisions and Dragons.
It's not an
episode.
official episode.
Yeah. This is sponsored
Wow.
by... No, just kidding. Man, if we could be
This
sponsored...
Like
episode's
no
sponsored
one. I
by
wish.
nobody.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants
It's like an
Letter
anime
A.
when you have the main storyline, but then it gets ahead of the manga, so they do those like
Mhm,
arcs
mhm.
that have nothing to do with the actual storyline.
This is a
and they're
filler
kinda
episode.
bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Filler episode, yeah.
Listen, some of the filler episodes are some
Meanwhile,
of the best episodes ever.
Elsewhere,
Yeah, that's true.
Here's
Elsewhere,
I mean,
our Thurston is having a grand old time.
yes.
In a different time, and in a different place, the leaves on the trees are vibrantly colored. The grass that covers the small hillside near this grove is soft and almost glows with a golden hue. The flowers that sprout under the feet of this person walking through this glade sprout beautiful, beautiful colors, unseen on the material plane. Novus has gone for a walk. And as he does, he approaches a small clearing where there are 4 tree trunks. Taking a moment to themselves, with a mere wave of the hand, the tree trunks rise and writhe. And the 4 of you whatever it was that you had been doing, you are now met with a sudden sensation of claustrophobia. As not only do you feel that you're in a completely different location, you feel packed in. You feel dirt and mud formed around you. And you can hear this and feel this shaking around you. Couple moments go by as you are left fearful, terrified of what has befallen you in this instance, before very slowly you hear scraping and more scraping from thousands of little sources all around your senses until very slowly your vision starts to reveal hundreds of pixies that are digging you out of the ground. Who would like to describe themselves first?
I'll go.
Go for it.
The pixies unearth a surprisingly not fleshy, but a face, almost like a mask, emotionless, but brass or copper, with a bit of the tinge of green as the metal has started to age and weather around the edges. Small little sprouts of flowers and mushrooms and lichen have grown into the crevices of this creature as the pixies unearth them. Um, they're revealed as a warforged and almost seem to be kind of held together by all of this natural growth and flora. Their eyes glow this bioluminescent blue. Um, and they're holding handfuls of mushrooms as they had been interrupted from foraging in a forest. Uh, the pixies hear a small and frantic fluttering and angry chirping from a small nest that is perched on top of this warforged head, and a little robin, angry and just irate at being plucked out of wherever she was, starts pecking at the pixies and not moving too far from the nest, but threatening like any good mother bird does. And she eventually gets kind of settled, realizing that these pixies are about her size. She settles into the nest and kind of just fluffs her feathers and gets really big. And the Warforged looks around as the dirt and everything starts falling away. And they have their staff, this big kind of blooming um, branch kind of tucked in their elbow as they just watch with, now that they can see light, they just kind of watch the pixies with this extreme interest.
I love it. Moss sounds goddamn awesome. Who's next?
Um, I can go.
Okay.
As the pixies are digging, there's a glow first as they begin to recoil back from the moss and the dirt first until suddenly a jet shoots out of the ground where they were digging me up as I was probably in the middle of lighting a flame at an altar as sacred flame comes shooting out of the ground at the pixies. And I cut it off as soon as I realized that I'm not where I was and feel them begin to dig me out again, and they will uncover a tall figure with dark hair, green eyes, pointy ears. They'd be familiar with a wood elf such as myself. with a shiny breastplate on as they get to it. And as I begin to see more and more around, I push some of the moss and dirt out of the way until I'm standing again out of the dirt and push myself up off the ground and kind of look over at moss and look around in the growth that I'm in and just say, oh, this isn't home. And her name is Laurel, Wood Elf Cleric. Cleric. Can't speak today, apparently.
Wood elf caloric.
Yeah. Um, Wood Elf Cleric. And she just sort of takes the scene in front of her.
Okay. Tina or Dustin? I'll say Dustin because Tina
Because
is eating.
Tina appears to be chewing,
You're good.
I suppose I will go next.
Dustin, I'm also going to need a full page of description just to make sure that Tina has more than enough time to
Good.
eat.
All right.
I've swallowed the food.
As the pixies begin to dig out where this stump was, a very large hand and forearm erupts out of the ground, completely covered in fur, and grabs one of the pixies, completely encapsulating it in its fist. And I don't know if you want me to roll damage as I crush this pixie. Um,
You're good.
and a possibly large size, but probably not quite large sized um creature uh climbs and digs its own way out of this hole. Um Wearing what appears to be scraps of green scaled armor. Um this half goblinoid, half wolf type creature with uh, arms almost too long for its body. Um, uh, Climbs out of the hole and stands about 6 feet hunched over, and looking around, snarls and says, "What is this?" And that is Ranulphus, the hobgoblin blood hunter. Um, what do
Order of the
blood
Lycan.
order order of the Lycan, and
Nice.
he is currently in his hybrid form.
I love it. That's awesome. All right, Tina.
So, as these pixies are digging and digging, eventually a shock of fire engine red hair emerges from this hole. It is curly, it is wild, it is now coated in dust, and you can see it shake and little bits go flying everywhere. And then slowly the hole gets deeper to reveal a second wood elf, seemingly trying to attach a small, maybe 2-3 inch rabbit, looks handmade, to a bandolier that has several other items attached to it as well. Not really paying the pixies much mind until one of them gets too close and you just see her eyes flick up. She just bares her teeth and snaps at them, and then goes back to fastening this with a little piece of wire, probably a child's toy or something, and then waits till they finish their stuff because why? You know what? If they're going to do the work, let's let them. brushes herself off, looks around. Who the fuck are you? And this is Poppy. She is a wood elf, phantom rogue. She likes to
Awesome.
collect things from, well, anyone that she happens to encounter.
Interesting. I like Poppy. I like all these characters. These guys are awesome.
Court, her hair looks like yours when the humidity goes to like 95%.
That's rude. It's real big.
I'm just saying. I used it
Or
for I used it for inspiration.
or like mine after I wash it and I don't flat iron it, so it's just out.
When I
When
sleep
you
on
sleep
that.
on wet hair,
Yes.
I don't have that problem.
she looks like Merida.
She looks like Merida, but without the orange hair. We're talking like bright. If there's dye in this world, she dyes it. This is
Interesting.
like fire engine red.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yes. Wood
I
elf,
like it.
phantom rogue.
Nice. Uh you all inspect your surroundings and see this beautiful grove that you have emerged from, and see the humanoid creature standing before you. Novus is. I almost want to use the term dryad, but even that seems too much of a humanoid esque description. Novus is a uh, being made of vines and leaves, and his head looks like the bulb of a flower that hasn't quite bloomed. So you see flower petals sort of just gathered up towards the top of their head, and some strange energy sort of emanating from it as well as from behind their eyes. And they are wearing this deep red gathering of leaves and leather and vines that almost looks like this very demure sort of gown. Um, they don't carry any weapons. They are merely standing, sort of in a regal posture, with a glass of what looks to be some sort of wine. And they say, "Oh, wonderful. Pleasure you've all made it safely. My apologies for the interruption. It seems I have an errand that I must have taken care of, and it seems you four are the ones that the trees had designated as the ones to help me." "I am Novus, Prince of the Seelie Court. Welcome to my realm in the Feywild." And you can see that the colors are just a little bit brighter than they normally would be on a nice, beautiful summer or spring day. And there's this little bit of like a, almost kind of like a haze. Not enough to like really dull your senses, but just looking in the distance, you kind of get that like mirage sort of feel where everything just kind of has this extra little glow, extra little something to it. And they say, "I find myself in a pickle. A colleague of mine, one named Obahn, has possibly delved into things that he shouldn't have. And as such, his part of the Feywild has become distressed. I don't like using the term corrupted, but things are not as they should be. And I cannot possibly sacrifice any of my personal time or servants to get this taken care of, so I have summoned you. And for a very valuable reward, if you do aid me in this, not only will I return you to your prior location, so you may continue muddling about in the material realm, I will also offer a boon to each of you."
Sort of boon.
"Whatever you wish. I am an archfey, after all. There is little that escapes my capabilities in terms of rewarding those who assist me in such dire, dire circumstances."
If we agree to this, are you going to expect more favors of us later in exchange for your rewards?
Absolutely not.
It's a fae, of course he will.
No, no, no. I am a kind fae. I would only seek out this aid if you are willing to offer it. If at the end of this arrangement you find that the terms of this errand were to your liking, and you wish to assist me further, then by all means you are welcome to become a, what's the term? Outsourcer, if you will, should we need the assistance from one such as yourself. And you see he kind of, his eyes linger on, oh, god damn it. I can't say Dermot, because it's not Dermot. On Renalphus for a few extra moments. And you can just tell a slight shift in their behavior as they are inspecting Renalphus's personage. Do we
I
have
just look
quote?
at him expectantly.
Novus looks right back at you expectantly. And here we sat in silence. That's it. That's the one shot, guys.
That's where they sat for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is when he hands out the tax paperwork for everyone to fill out.
I need you to fill out this W-9.
Well,
What exactly is this favor?
Well, and as they, yeah, I gotta remember that. They step to the side and they wave their hand ever so slightly. This is the most like lackadaisical glam caster you've probably ever come across. In that, I'm not going to spend my effort coming up with the bullshit. I'm not in Naruto. I'm just going to wave my hand and do the thing. They wave their hand and roots start to gather in the bit of the ground right under where their hand had waved, and you can see it almost lifts and sprouts and becomes almost like a bird pool or a bird pond. What are they called? My brain's
bath?
not
bird bath.
bird bath. Thank you.
Bird
That
pool.
bird pool, complete with a diving board. Jesus Christ. That slowly starts to fill with water from an unseen source. If you would approach.
Moss immediately beelines it for that thing. Like, just not saying anything, but just entranced by the magic that happened.
Can I roll insight on this guy to just see if I can pick up anything as if, like, maybe I suspect ulterior motives or that he's like they do bullshitting, in the way.
Make me an insight check. Anybody else who wants to do so may do so. There's no other way to finish that sentence.
23.
I'm really good at
23.
it, but no.
Nice.
I have a +9. But he's not gonna.
Hey, that's fine. With a 23, you definitely gather that there is information up until this point that has been omitted. So you can already peg them as a typical fae in that they'll make a deal with the most broad of terms, but then don't actually come up with the rest of the details unless asked. Novus is not a liar. From your experience, fae never lie. They just omit important details that should be included in a business transaction such as this.
It's a written contract.
Kinda. That being said, you're not getting any malevolence from Novus. You're just getting a superiority complex. Specifically with using the terms people such as you or dawdle about in the material plane. He's making these statements he chooses his words very carefully. They, damn it, they
He
choose
they's
their
fine.
he they. You know what? That's fine.
Let's say he they, because most of my
You know,
notes
actually, that
are
actually
just
fits a
like
little bit better.
he
Yeah,
they.
even thinking about that, that actually works a shit ton better.
Would
He
you say that
has.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Would you say that I, as a cleric of the Wild Mother, because it's fitting, I was waiting till the last minute to kind of, would you say that perhaps the like the insight that I'm rolling, obviously innately magic kind of comes from somewhere, is sort of like whispered by my deity, or is that more like
I would say if you
just
were
very
rolling,
intuitive?
if you were rolling like an Arcana check or even a Nature check or something like that, I would even say Nature, given that your patron is Melora. Then that you would get some sort of whispers or signs
Okay.
from Melora herself. In this instance, given that your just insight is more just reading a person, that's more your innate understanding of how people behave as opposed to.
Making sure.
I gotcha.
Uh, what aren't you telling us?
What questions do you have? I was going to reveal the details of the task if you would like to hear that before your questions can begin.
I have many questions, but
Hmm.
I think for now I would hear what you have to say before I decide what they are.
They they start to wave their hand over the water, and then they see Moss just like nose up
Like
to.
just
Face in the water.
And for
oh,
a
but
split for a split moment, the rest of you, not immediately entranced, see Novus's bravado shudder just slightly, and you see a little bit of a look of disgust as they look at Moss. After a moment, they wave their hand, and you can see that the reflection in the pool ripples and shifts and reveals what looks to be some sort of divide, almost as if you are standing on a path through the forest and see that the trees go from beautiful and lush and green to dead and dark and gray. And the path continues forward down a darkened pathway, break in the trees, I should say. Uh, and it sort of continues as Novus speaks. I need the four of you to enter the Unseelie Court and meet with a representative of Obahn or Obahn himself and find out what is going on. From what my associates have told me, there are creatures in the Unseelie Court that have made their way into my realm with a strange uh, corruption in their personage. And you see that he waves across the pool of water, and you see what looks to be a darkling. So just a humanoid, childlike looking fae with red glowing veins that sort of crawl up their neck into their eyes that glow with this fiendish energy. Now these intruders have been dealt with, but there have been 3 attacks in the span of 1 week in your time. This will not do. I do have a job to do. I have subjects to protect, and as such, I need to ensure the security of my realm. Do these terms suit you? I assure you, whatever Obahn could be dealing with on his side of the Feywild, it's nothing you can't handle. Obahn has always been a little short sighted with his security.
Just for clarification, the terms are.
The terms are you solve this issue in the Unseelie Court, and then you are returned home with a boon from myself. This boon could take the form of a particular item, a blessing, a curse. Whatever you wish, I shall make it so.
These people of yours that have wandered into the Unseelie Court.
Other way around.
Well, you don't think that Obahn is trying to provoke you?
No. No. You see the fucking swagger on this creature. No. No. Doing so would provoke an all-out war between the two courts of the Feywild, and that would not work in his favor, as the Seelie Court's abilities drastically outpower his own.
Being so we're all from this realm. What would we know, would if anything, about
Yeah.
the Feywild and the Archfey that seemingly preside over each of the realms?
I will allow a Arcana, History, or Religion check. Anybody who wants to make a roll, go for it.
It's gonna be funny.
The rogue.
Obviously, this pertains to Faye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your senses are going a little nuts right now. It's as though you're having an allergic reaction to being
This
here.
place?
It's just affecting you that much.
Religion is my highest stat, but I still only got an 11 because I rolled like shit.
Cool, I got a 6.
Cool, I got a
Nice.
7.
Oh man, I like this party.
We're starting off real strong. I have a +5 to Arcana.
I fell asleep in Feywild class that day.
I don't have
Must know
instats
something.
at all, so you know.
Tina told me to stack my wisdom, not my in.
16
16.
go.
history.
Okay.
Awesome.
With a 16 history, you know that there are two distinctly different kinds of Fae. You do recognize Seelie versus Unseelie, fairies versus possessed crows or the like. And you have not heard of the name Obahn, but in your travels you have once or twice heard the name Novus. So your knowledge of the situation, I mean, there's nothing false so far that Novus has stated. And everything does seem to kind of play into what you know. There's no red flags that you kind of come across.
Dealing with a Fae, everything is a red flag.
It's, well, at least in terms of what you heard versus what you're being told.
And this is Novus is a member of the Seelie Court.
Yes, a prince of the Seelie Court.
Okay. The only thing I take away from all of this is that Novus works for those who are just a pain in the ass and not actively malicious.
Yeah.
But they're a Fae. They're all actively malicious.
And Sam, you got an 11, right?
No, I got a 7.
I got an 11.
7. You got the 11. And you were religion, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You draw off of some of the myths of Melora and her time in Exandria. And her story does eventually include information on some beings that she has come across in the Feywild. Novus is not one of the names that you recall from those stories. But that's unfortunately the only detail you can kind of pull up, is that you would know if this Novus is stating that they are a prince of the Seelie Court, they've been around for however many thousands of years. And if Novus's name isn't coming up in your mind, relating to stories of Melora, then Novus was never mentioned. And with a, sorry, 7, Sam?
Yeah.
What was your roll?
Arcana.
Arcana? Fae can be tricksy. With their words, they can loop you into deals that you may not have necessarily seen, read the fine print on. But that's kind of the majority of what you've picked up. Their magic is, it's like a different flavor of the magic you typically come across on the material plane.
Sure.
And wow, and Tina.
I rolled
What
a
was
si-
yours?
I rolled a 6, and it doesn't matter
6.
which of those it is.
um, Fair
No,
crafty assholes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Crafty assholes not to be trusted.
Yeah.
How do we know that you're not trying to provoke a war to irritate him in the same way that he's been pestering you with his folks coming into your realm?
Because I do not desire war. I desire for things to remain the way they are, with the Seelie court being more powerful than the unseelie court. Why would I provoke a conflict with someone lesser than myself?
What better way to show off your power than to make the lesser feel even smaller?
Ah, I believe that feeling is already quite apparent in the unseelie court. I'm reinforcing the issue seems needless, pointless. If I have nothing to gain, whether it be material wise, power wise, then why exert the force?
It would
Why
also
not?
it would seem strange to send strangers to show off your force as opposed to trusted individuals. Moss is like
I
sitting at the base of like sitting cross-legged like a little kid, like just like looking at all the intricacies of this bird bath. Like the robin has kind of like hopped out of her nest and onto the edge, but hasn't quite gone into the water yet. And just like you hear this like very lilting and like soft voice just kind of pipe up from the floor.
Um, I look at Moss and say, unless we're not expected to succeed and we're only probing for weaknesses.
Oh, please, such low views. Truth is, this tension between the Seelie and the unseelie court is palpable. If I were to send some of my own assets to investigate the issue, that would also be considered provoking a possible conflict. I have no desire to cause any particular war with the unseelie court, as I stated previously.
Hence us and his plausible deniability.
So he has no
Also,
more
also, I
assets
think
to
we're a little
send.
more expendable.
Um, and I look, and I after that I just look at Novus and say, not that it appears that we actually have much choice in the matter.
It's not necessarily the case. You could always return to whatever homes you were previously. It just so happens that I unfortunately cannot use that spell until a few days from now. So you're welcome to
So
leave
Very
we
my
convenient.
have
realm.
not much choice in the matter, is what you've said. Yes, we're here, and we might as well then.
Well, I accept.
Surprising. And the rest of you.
I admit that I'm curious about this whole endeavor. I do believe that the Wild Mother will show us a favor if we assist one such as yourself. However,
this sort of shit something the Wild Mother should be aware of?
She will be.
Last I heard, the Wild Mother was beyond the Divine Gate, and as such, her reach may not be able to necessarily arrive when it's needed. We are just a distant cousin of the material plane, after all.
And what kind of protection are you going to guarantee us if he sees this as some sort of retaliation?
My
Or should I
word that it's
simply.
not?
So then I should just simply. Well, then I would probably have better odds hoping that the Wild Mother helps from beyond the Divine Gate, isn't it?
That is entirely your prerogative. All I can say is that my word should be enough to placate dear Obahn.
Yes, we know all about the word of a fae.
Happy to see that
You
our
say should
reputation precedes
be.
us.
It should be enough to placate him. And if it's not,
If it's not, then the suspicions of the volatility of my dear cousin Obahn are true. But I would say,
Perhaps you
given
should.
the instability of his realm, he would be a fool to turn down help from those offering to assist.
Does he have any symbols on him, on his person, that, like, look like something that would identify him?
I'll say that there is sort of reflected in the vines that sort of make up this gown. There is what looks to be a golden flower that's sort of like on the lapel, that's sort of like imprinted into the gown itself.
I'll agree to go with the Metal Man if you provide the symbol on your lapel for us to prove to him that we are sent by you.
Make a persuasion check.
12.
12. They wave their hand, and as they do, you see some of the vines sort of and pieces of leaves detach from the gown and start traveling down their arm. And they reform as they do into one piece of leather that by the time it reaches their palm, it is a piece of leather that has the symbol of the golden flower. And he offers it out to you.
Take it and I'll, like, put it just inside tuck it inside my armor. All right.
Any other questions?
How will we be getting there?
This way. And they, again, effortlessly, almost like a ballet dancer, lift their arm, and some of the trees lift up and start their roots start like shifting, and you see they essentially lift up and walk away from each other, and you see that this continues onward in this perfectly straight path that eventually you can see a couple miles off the ground dips into a little bit of a hill. You can see as the tree line breaks this very clear forest that is much much darker and danker than the one that you are currently in.
What about you two?
uh, kind of peer down the hallway to darkness. I think it's a little bit better than just, well, sitting here for the next, well, could be forever.
It very well could be, if you want it to be.
With that, I just walk. It very well could be. No, thank you.
Going down the dark path.
No, it will not be. Thank you.
The darkness of whatever abyss awaits me is guaranteed better than another moment in this wherever we are. So I just walk.
Okay.
That's all it took.
I will take that as accepting my offer, sir.
I just keep walking.
All right. All right. I assume you all travel together.
It's
And as you do, I am going to kind of trim the fat a little bit. As you are walking through the Feywild, heading towards the Unseelie Court, the closer you get, you're starting to notice that little luster, that little bit of a haze that sort of hangs around the beautiful colors around you slowly starts to fade until essentially in like a span of 200 feet, it's almost as if you're back in the material plane. Everything's kind of muted. It's a little cloudy up above. It's not as beautiful around you. Even looking back at the glade, which Novus has completely disappeared from view, uh, things just sort of feel like they're transitioning into something. And then looking forward, you can see that the forest in front of you is just feel. You see the skittering of spiders across some of the tree trunks. You see the grass slowly die as it goes closer and closer towards this wood. You step into the boundary. And the moment that you do, ever poetic and dramatic the Feywild is, there is the distant crash of thunder, and there's few raindrops that start raining on top of your
Wow.
heads.
That's some bullshit. That is
Uh,
some Fey bullshit.
Luckily,
I just point a clawed paw up to the sky and say, "In case you were wondering why I don't care for Fae."
um, you start moving through what is now the Unseelie Court, the darker part of the Feywild. Pardon me while I change the sounds from beautiful forests to not so
Settling.
beautiful. To unsettling, yeah.
One turns around and looks back toward where they came from. Can you see the Sealy side from here, or is it all just turned unsealy once you cross the border?
You can see the Sealy side.
Okay.
It remains in that material plane, sort of like no man's land.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that beyond there, you do see the beautiful trees and the flowers and all of that beyond that boundary. Um,
And weird.
you venture forward, and as you do, first off, at first the rain kind of does intensify a little bit before eventually the canopy of dead trees does sort of overtake the sky above. So you do have some partial cover from the rain. Um, that being said, as you are traveling through, you get the feeling that eyes are upon you.
um
You've only been walking for maybe an hour or so.
the moment that happens, Moss will grasp their staff a little bit tighter and kind of just do a small tap and cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Okay, nice. You feel your steps a little bit lighter than they were previously. And as you continue to move through, what's everybody's passive perception?
19.
23.
19.
Jesus.
Wisdom, baby.
Fuck. Okay.
I honestly don't know where mine came from.
Proficiencies.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You get all those.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Dustin, what is your passive?
Perception.
Yes.
Currently, now that I am out, enough time has passed that I am just a hobgoblin. 11.
Okay. All of you, because my roll was terrible, hear a little bit of shuffling above you. As you can start to see, is instead of this beautiful hilly landscape, now you're essentially going through this path that is both leading to a rather sharp drop to a hill that leads down, where the trees are still kind of coming up into view, as well as a little bit of a rocky landscape up. So you're essentially cresting around this landmass. You're hearing it up top, up above this sharp decline.
Tree up above? Does it sound like rustling through leaves or something that's possibly
It's
ground level but
it
up?
sounds like it's ground level, but it's still, up above you. It sounds like it's rustling through what could be a bush.
Mhm.
I will draw my glaive, and as we walk, I will have an action readied to attack anything that um, jumps out and attacks us.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I um um
We have trees? Like,
You do have a couple of trees around you.
okay.
They are dead, just
Yeah.
in case that was a question. Um,
That's important. You have a druid. That's
they're
important.
not large
Mhm.
trunked,
Okay.
um, but I mean, you have some sort of wildlife around you.
Okay. Court, what were you saying?
I was gonna I know you had us roll with our or not roll, you had us sort of see if we noticed it with our passive perception. I was gonna see if I could actually roll perception to see if I can get any more details about what
Sure.
exactly this is.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll perception.
Natural 20, so 28.
Jesus. All right. With a natural 20, you can hear what sounds like a voice speaking to something else, but you don't hear any other voices or sounds of acknowledgement.
Do I recognize the language?
Uh,
I speak Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, and Elvish.
let me see. Boo, 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 boo. Sorry, just 1 second. What were your languages one more time?
Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, and Elvish.
You hear a language that is similar to Elvish, but not quite using the same
Sylvan,
vernacular.
the one I was like,
You could deduce as a player
yeah.
that it would be Sylvan.
Okay.
um, you do pick up words like perimeter, intruder,
I'll use
and
one charge of my Staff of Charming to cast Comprehend Languages on myself.
okay. You hear,
Oh, you can't mind. Who does? Go for the perimeter. I will see what these creatures want with our realm.
and you hear with the natural 20, the initial movement through the brush up there split So whatever one thing, it turns out was multiple creatures that have now started to fan out. There is also a distinct, almost like a walk with what sounds like something hitting the ground along with the walk.
Call out. No need to form a perimeter. We would be happy to tell you what we want, as we've been sent here specifically.
You hear this snicker, all of you hear this at this point, as emerging from the bushes on this little mini cliffside is an old, haggard woman with straw-like gray and white hair that's sort of matted in front of her, so you can't make out pretty much any detail from her mouth up. Her skin is gray and pale and mottled. Her smile sort of curls up unnaturally past where her hair just sort of hangs down. She has this consistent, large hunch that she sort of uses and leans into this. It essentially looks like a fucking tree branch that she just sort of picked up off of the ground, complete with like different branches and leaves and shit coming off of the top. But she leans against it as she limps forward. And emanating from her smiling face is what sounds like somebody who chews cigarettes every moment of every day. I'm going to destroy my voice doing this, but I don't care. I love doing this kind of voice. So,
They say they mean no quarrel, but here we are. Why have you come?
I'll pick out the sigil that Novus gave me. Their most esteemed majesty, Novus, has sent us to speak with their cousin, Obahn, about those of your people that have been venturing into their realm.
More poor sapless fools, pulled against their will, I'm sure.
she says as she starts walking towards the cliffside. And for a moment, you're thinking, like, is this bitch, she's just going to, like, fucking fall? And then the gravity just follows as she starts walking down this cliff, still using this branch as a walking stick. She does approach. Make me a persuasion check.
God. Guidance.
Okay.
Natural one. Not even gonna
Oh
bother to
boy.
roll that
Okay.
Wild mother ain't here.
Nope.
All right. So she
She's
does
just,
her.
Wild Mother's just like, I'm too tired for this shit.
Yeah, this bitch is crazy.
Easy.
I'm not getting involved in any of that. She does remain at the base of the cliffside, about 100 feet away or so. But her voice, as she speaks, it sort of echoes out and becomes sourceless, as it almost sounds like it's right next to you.
And we are to believe that this is not just another trick of Novus's. To start a battle he knows he can't win.
And as she says
Cujo,
that,
I'd like to make a perception check.
okay,
Guidance.
okay,
It's a D4, Dustin.
Okay. Come on, natural 20 on the D4. Nope. Including the D4 and all of my other bonuses, that is a 5.
Oh man. Okay. What are you trying to perceive?
Whoever this old lady was talking to when she said form a perimeter.
You look around, and you cannot find anything in your immediate vicinity that looks
Okay.
like it's a living creature that she was referring to.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'm sure I'm not looking for a living creature because Fae are fucking shisty.
yeah, I would
Mhm.
say,
Yep.
I suppose you would be a fool to not think that. We have no intention to start a war, but Novus, I can't tell you for certainty with what exactly they intend. We
She
were sent
okay.
here against, well, it was either
Our
come here
will.
and speak to Obahn or spend the next several days with Novus, and we felt this the better option, as I'm sure you can understand.
She moves to speak, still that grin on her face, until you can see the shadow behind her grow and extend far past where her normal shadow should have ended. And as she speaks, from her shadow, this lithe humanoid creature just lifts. Almost, it's a little, well, it's not a little, fucking creepy. But this Tim Burton-esque humanoid sort of lifts out of the darkness. And as they emerge from behind her, you can see this very tall, very thin, elf-like creature that as she's talking shit in some way, shape, or form, you just see this very long fingered hand lightly rest on her hump. And that grin shudders and she freezes. Return to your house. And this creature's black, irisless eyes open and look in your direction. And the hag, shuddering down and almost like a creature shying away from a torch, she almost like shuffles quickly up the cliffside and fucking darts. And actually, at that moment, you see this humanoid, their head jerks in one direction, and you can hear what sounds like whimpers as two hound-like creatures emerge from the bushes behind you and gallop up after the hag. My apologies. You bring word from Novus. And this creature, this is Obahn, so I kind of gave this description before, but they're almost goblinoid mixed with elf. So the ears that sort of curl up and back, the hooked nose, and the chin that sort of extends outward in like a crescent moon sort of shape. Their features are sharp and angular, and you think in some light he could look okay, but you
But not
haven't
this
found it
light.
yet. It's not this
This
light.
light.
um, but he stands, and with the shadow kind of overtaking him, you can't quite make out any other features on his person other than just this cloak that sort of envelops him, kind of like Batman. He's Batman. Oban's Batman.
Like Tim Burton's Batman,
Tim
though.
Burton's Batman.
Batman with like the nipples on the bat suit too, like
They're glowing.
just to make it more awkward.
That's actually
Glowing.
the only thing he had. No irises, just nipples.
Yep.
I
All
hate
nipples.
this.
All nipples all the time.
This is awful.
This is what happens when a crazy work week has met us throwing together a one shot.
Yeah.
But he does sort of float a little closer to you. Not threateningly, just slowly approaches.
Uh, I sort of give a little bit of a, like I would if I were speaking to a higher order cleric, to the Wild Mother. Just, I may not like the Archfey, and I know that they're all full of shit, but I'm not trying to provoke them to, skewer me with their hags and such. Um, I show them the sigil.
You can see
Unfortunately, we weren't able to get many details.
as you speak, emerging from the cloak is that same long fingered hand that reaches out for the symbol.
Hand it to them.
The hand disappears into the cloak with the symbol. Speak.
Get the group. Anybody else?
You're doing great.
He actually turns and focuses on God fucking Renalphus. Speak.
Apparently, there's been some trouble uh, with your subjects, and Novus would like it stopped.
As would I.
So you've been unable to stop it?
Correct. This corruption runs deep.
Always does.
His head then snaps and looks at Moss.
Oh, it's just like, I mean, their eyes can't get bigger, but like almost the blue kind of the glow kind of glows brighter.
You've got the cat eyes where they're right about to pounce. Their pupils are like out to here.
Yeah, kinda. And looking up at them, looking up at him, Moss just says, "We were sent to help."
I will say, somebody in the group make a persuasion check with advantage.
Don't want me to. We don't have a Dermot, guys.
And I
I
can.
mean, I have a
I'm
plus
getting
4.
all of my
No,
social
no,
rolls
roll it.
out
You
of you.
roll.
Charisma dump
Roll,
stat.
roll,
The
roll.
pendulum
Charisma
swings.
What?
Court, you roll.
You roll.
You're the only
I
one
got
who
a
has.
-1.
I got a 0.
Negative
Technically,
How
it's
did you dump
one.
charisma? You're a rogue.
God, I should have planned a fucking social
Thanks.
RP session for tonight.
You said with advantage?
With advantage because everybody's been chipping in towards this. And you did present the symbol.
22.
Cujo, if you had tried to plan a social session,
It's all bards.
Warlock,
it-
baby.
I was gonna say it just wouldn't have worked because I was gonna start fight.
That's social. That's super social.
It's
Yeah, totally. You'll learn a lot about a person in a bar fight.
Mhm.
Yeah, as you're punching their face in.
Yeah.
Socialize with my fist, bitch.
Kiss with a fist.
Kiss with a fist.
That was a 22. I rolled an 18
I love you
and a
guys
7.
so much. Okay. There are several uncomfortable moments of silence before Obahn just starts talking. 1 week prior, something in the heart of our court arrived. Something not of Fey making. Something from the hells. Some of my subjects investigated and exhibited some signs of corruption from whatever arrived. I have been sending my best to contain the threat, but it appears that they have either fallen or joined the ranks of the corrupted. I am curious to know how this object arrived in my realm, and I would see it removed.
Oh, I
And the
can tell
source
that.
of this corruption, where is it?
At the heart, Unseelie Court. You see, he not picking up his legs or shifting, he just sort of rotates. Eyes still trained on all of you. He's pulling almost a full exorcist with his head almost completely 180 degrees, but his arm does raise and point in a direction.
I do believe that your cousin sent us here because they feel that we're expendable.
Is their sign of involvement?
They pointed out that they would gain nothing from starting a war over the Unseelie Court.
I find that difficult to believe.
I would tend to agree with you. I can only speak for myself and not the other people that I travel with, but I'm not inclined to trust them, given the way they chose to use myself and my companions. I would, however, be willing to assist in this investigation as the Feywild borders the lands that some of us elves live in.
You would be wise to not trust anyone in this realm. That being said, should you remove this cancer from my court, I would ensure your safety and your well-being, despite whatever betrayal Novus may have set just in case.
I assure you that the only thing they sent us with is the symbol that you now hold in your hand. And what you've just offered is certainly more than they have. I don't know that I would care to complete such a task for them, as I don't want to owe them anything, nor do I want them to owe me anything. My goal is to get back home.
Then I propose a new bargain to override Novus's prior arrangement. You destroy this corrupted object, and upon its destruction, you are returned home with no further dealings with the courts.
Accept your deal. I cannot speak for them, though.
The head snaps and looks at Poppy.
Didn't send us here to help, you know. Wanted us to solve the problem. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be helpful.
As you say that, you watch in this very strange, almost bird-like movement, his body turn, and he walks up to you
Nope, I don't
and
like
gets
bird.
uncomfortably close and just says, "For all I am aware of, the emergence of this corruption is caused by him. He could very well just be covering up a mistake."
That I could see.
That is the first thing a Fae has ever said that I actually agree with.
He remains hunched down, inches from your face, before eventually, slowly returning to his thin man persona.
What authority do you have to bargain on behalf of the Feely Court? You say no further
Novus.
dealings with Fae. Can you actually uphold that?
Novus is prince. I am king.
That didn't actually answer my question.
Kind of raise an eyebrow.
You,
Like,
for the first
what do you mean
time,
that?
his
What do you mean
thin
that
man
didn't answer your
persona
question?
with little to no like human emotion, you just see it break as he just kind of goes, "Ugh."
Fucking mortals.
kind
You
of.
know what? Don't drag mortals into your shit if you don't want to deal with it.
My rule as king of the Unseelie Court overrides his as a mere prince of the Seelie Court. That is the way of things.
Okay. Think that's fair?
microphone a little bit closer, just because I can tell I'm losing the voice a little bit, and I always want to keep it there. I want to keep it where it is.
I will join my colleague and assist with this particular problem.
And the head once again snaps and looks at Moss.
Moss looks at the other two for a moment and then looks up at Obahn, not blinking, just innocent, and says, I would like to stay. If only temporarily.
You see his form again shift, and he gets uncomfortably close to Moss.
The bird, you can hear the bird like scrabbling in the back of the
Yeah,
nest.
it's like hiding.
Yeah. Your realm
wish
fascinates me. I'd like to see more of it.
to remain. You would have to understand the inner workings of my court. But this can be arranged if you wish.
Thing to learn.
You see, he, for a moment, his eye like twitches, not out of like, oh, what the fuck, out of like, are you not, are you like all there?
Nope.
404 error, common sense not found.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
Well, that's the
Renolphus
Warforged
is
answer
thinking.
for
That
that.
why they have blue eyes? Their brain is
Yeah.
like blue screen of death.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what happens when Professor Rig has to pronounce anything in Elven.
Yep. Yep.
Oh god.
String of
Trying to
semicolons.
picture.
Namari overheating.
Renolphus says, and I would like to leave and to never be brought back or bothered again by the Fae. As king, you could make that happen, surely.
Indeed. It shall be done. And he returns to his full height and merely just holds an arm and gestures in the direction he had pointed earlier. Looking in that direction, in the distance, you can see in a grouping of trees in the forest, there is this pulsing red that you can see, sort of this light piercing through the branches of the trees. You can't see its source, but you do see something in there.
I'd say that's the
Seen it.
direction we need to go.
Whatever it is, have you seen it yourself?
No. But one of my subjects did describe it. And you see, with less effort than Novus, kind of, his eye just twitches, and you can see some of the dead branches on the ground start rolling together, and they form this shape. And it takes a few minutes for this all to kind of come together, but it takes the shape of a portal with some sort of object below it. That is all the information I have on this corruption.
Well, if we want to get out of here, I suppose we need to go try to solve this problem.
You get the slightest of nods from Obahn as his form then rotates and faces away from you and just starts floating off into the shadow before you can see his image disappear entirely. FYI, RPing Obahn is one of my favorite fucking things ever.
Love him so
I love the
much.
fact that he just is like, yeah, there's this thing down there. Fuck no, I didn't go near it.
What the fuck?
No, that's what I have mortals for.
Yeah. No, I'm not
I
gonna
thought
go
he's
near
just like,
Immortals.
yeah, go take care of this thing for me. Okay, bye.
He's
Yeah.
like, thanks,
Take
rolls
care
away
of
on
this.
his
Take care of this. I could tell you guys don't want to be here. I will fix that. Just go take care of it, and then we will be done.
as he rolls away on his Segway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Or
he's
he's on a hoverboard and he's
Yeah,
still
hoverboard.
learning how to use it, so he's like,
would be.
He like catches a twig.
he catches a
real?
twig and then it gets stuck on like rotate mode and it keeps getting faster and faster and faster.
He's still working that part out, okay?
It's like when your Roomba gets stuck.
Yeah, it's just in the corner.
He like completely wipes out. You just hear cut come from like off screen, and like it's like everybody just like breaks character.
No, I don't think you do that in the Feywild. If you laugh at you know, if you laugh at him, that's just bad for your life. Or your unlife or whatever the fuck you have.
Yeah, whatever you have left.
Is that a children's book for adventurers? If you laugh at an archfey?
When you laugh at an archfey.
It's a book, and you also have you can read it like front to back or back to front, depending on if you want Seelie or unseelie.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That would be
That's
so cool.
so good. I want to read that now.
This is what Faraday read growing up.
Yeah, that's absolutely something Faraday read when she grew up.
It's like a pop-up story.
Absolutely.
Oh God, ew. Oh.
Well, I guess we should
Go toward the
Well, towards certain death then?
towards glowing red death.
Well, I'll do
Excellent.
what I can to try to keep that from happening.
All right. For the sake of time, and because there is a combat, after
Just
a
one.
certain amount of time, we'll call it like an hour and a half to 2 hours of travel through thick forest, the object that you seek is coming into view, as indeed there is a portal, but it was made, it looks like, in a tree, and some of its energy is like attached to nearby rocks as it's almost latched out, almost like a blood vessel, drawing energy to keep this portal open. You can hear the sound, what sounds like minor conversation taking place in what languages does everybody speak?
Jill, Common, Deep Speech, and Elvish.
Okay.
Goblin.
Okay.
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Thieves' Camp.
Okay.
Druidic, Elvish, Gnomish, and Common.
Okay. It
Thieves
is a
can't
language that none of you understand.
I still have comprehend languages. It lasts an hour, so
At that point, it would have lasted. This travel from meeting Obahn to getting to this location, it's about, what did I say, 2 to 3 hours.
okay.
So you could use another charge if you'd like.
Yeah, I have 10 charges on my stuff, so I'll use another charge of comprehend languages.
Okay.
Down to 8 now.
Okay.
Where we are, we cannot see anything that's talking. We can
No, you
hear
can
voices.
try to get closer if you want.
Yeah.
It would require a stealth check.
That's fine.
I
Okay.
will tap the ground with my staff and pass without a trace.
Okay. Everybody who is approaching, give me stealth checks. In the meantime, Laurel, you can hear as the spell takes hold, conversation in a deep, gruff voice between multiple sources. That the hunter, or what was it? Shit. Sorry, I had a phrase that I was gonna hook up. I'm also doing shit on Roll20 at the same time. This is not good.
You're good. Take your time, man.
You hear, how much longer do we have to keep this open? Long enough that the Balrog can make his way here. That was the arrangement. Where did the hunter go?
Would I know what type of creature a Balrog is?
Make a religion check.
24.
24. You do know what a Balrog is.
Good rolls.
Okay, truth be told, I said Balrog, and that was not the word I wanted to use, but we're going to go with it. And I don't know if Balrog
Fools.
is a D&D monster, but I need you to just picture the Balrog from Lord of the Rings.
If somebody's near me, I'll reach out for them.
Okay. Where did the hunter go? To scout the area. Speaking of which, what was everybody's stealth checks?
34.
Okay. Batman. Sam.
17 with the pass without a trace.
Okay.
13, but I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
15, but I didn't roll a natural 1.
Okay.
With the plus 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys.
I rolled a
Alright.
3, and I have plus 2.
What?
Thanks to my fancy schmancy armor, I don't even get disadvantage on that.
I know, Sam, I don't get disadvantage, at least. I just rolled like shit. I'm not on my rogue today, and she doesn't have advantage on stealth or a plus 12.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I have
That's the only reason Poppy goes.
Yeah, that's some rough shit, right?
Minimum
Yeah,
of
the
22.
Yeah.
Just
How do you
keep
guys
in mind
survive?
that the tallest member of our party is my glaive.
That's true.
You do you guys approach it all at that point?
Approach what exactly?
Are you getting closer to the portal at all or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the intention.
Okay.
Who's closest to me, I guess, in proximity? I'm trying to picture, like,
Probably
marching
not
order.
me.
I'll say probably Moss.
Yeah, you feel like cold metal when you reach out.
Oh. They're talking about a monster coming through. A terrible monster. A Balrog?
And as you say Balrog,
Sounds bad.
Moss, what is your AC?
Oh, fuck. 17.
17. That will hit.
Shit.
And I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Since I'm touching you, I'll cast guidance.
Okay, which dice is going to fail me today? I don't have moss dice. All of my dice are Faraday dice right now.
Moss dice?
Moss dice. I need actual moss dice. Like moss with like the skulls. That's what I need for moss.
Aw.
Alright, you said Constitution saving throw?
Constitution saving throw, that is correct.
23.
Okay. That's
you get a
good.
D4 too.
Oh, plus a D4. Oh, fuck. 27.
Nice.
Shit.
I rolled a 4.
All right. So you're going to take half.
Oh, Dustin, your people are here.
Oh, this is just one of the sound sets. I'm not about to throw wolves at you. That would be easy. Come on.
Oh, I was thinking werewolves.
Yeah.
I should have taken the tough feet.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Should have taken the tough feet instead of taking
All right,
the
so right now
PSI.
you take 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then 6 points of acid damage as a crossbow bolt sails in between the trees and embeds itself in Moss's chest. And you can feel burning as liquid starts emanating from the head of the bolt. I will go
That's
ahead and
rude.
reveal the battle map. Now, this was just the idea that I had for where everybody is. Poppy will say that you could be up like here. This is just sort of the general idea. And
When I see the bolt hit Moss, would it be okay if I cast Bless on the three of them?
I'm actually going to have to say no, given that this is an action. What I will say is that as you look for the source, you can see forming in the trees a large ogre-like figure with a crossbow and this haggard-looking dagger that also has like a bit of metal covering his front fingers, with two large tusks that are emerging from its mouth as it glares at you. I need you guys all to roll initiative.
Hey! I don't know my action economy with this character.
Nope.
It's gonna be
Nope.
great.
Fuck.
Fine. You just have to look at the different tabs
Yep.
and then pick something from
Pick
one of them, right?
something.
Isn't that how it works?
God damn it.
What
A
die?
natural 20 for initiative.
All right. As much as I like the sound of wolves,
Oh.
die?
holy shit.
Oh, just keep it.
I can't use that
Just
die.
keep it.
No. No, you don't have to keep it.
Kujo, your
Court.
initiative is doubled.
I should have taken your die, Court.
Oh yeah, my cat dice.
Yeah.
It's the one that just gave me a natural 20, but I'll bring it to you if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
The dice gotta wake up. It's been a long day.
It's just they all look so wrong.
To be honest with you, it's better if you don't have to go first as a rogue.
Yeah, because then you can catch up to everyone else.
Okay.
What kind of Wizard of Oz nonsense is on?
Oh, I'm hearing like drum beats. Are you not hearing
I was
the
hearing
same?
chanting, and then now I'm hearing drum
Oh,
beats.
got it.
But it sounded like some like 1940s like Temple of Doom shit.
I mean, it got your attention, didn't it?
It absolutely did. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing, guys? Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm kind of digging the music, to be honest with you.
I like this music.
Yeah,
That's
that's
sick.
That's pretty good.
This is good. I
Rodolphus,
don't know.
what was your initial?
I don't know how loud it is in the stream though. I should probably turn it down a little.
God, how do I cleric y'all?
That's done.
Cast Bane.
Bane and Bless.
Yep.
One.
I
At
can't
the-
concentrate
oh,
on both of
concentration.
them.
It didn't actually do.
You cast
Okay.
some Bane and then you cast the spiritual weapon.
Dustin.
Yeah.
How?
Natural one.
Baby.
That's how.
Oh, shit.
Honey.
All right. First up, we have Laurel.
Okay.
As we all try to play characters that we have never ever used before.
I'm pretty sure
It's all good.
everyone's playing a new class.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll
Yep.
just test drive the class that I'm gonna multi into in like 4 levels.
Yeah, these
it'll
are
be
all new
fine.
classes for everybody too. At least
okay.
like for the most part.
Since I go first, I will do what I just wanted to and cast Bless on everybody.
Okay.
Except for myself, I can cast it on 3 people at first level.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, God, where am I?
Bottom left.
I'm gonna stay back here for now.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I will cast. I can put spiritual weapon anywhere. Is that correct? Within 60 feet.
Yes. Oh, damn it. I hadn't planned for that.
Sorry, I didn't even think about it. I'm
You're
gonna
good.
cast.
I actually do have an answer for that.
I'll cast
Cleric
spiritual
in the
weapon.
party, always assume.
I'll cast spiritual weapon right in this big guy's face, and my spiritual weapon is actually takes the shape of a huge bird, like one of those like golden eagle, I guess would be the best way to describe it, with its wings like splayed out. But I understand if you need to use spiritual bread.
I don't have spiritual bread on hand,
I
but
could probably grab something really quick from
Wait.
2-minute tabletop if you want.
bam. Gonna do bam. Spiritual eagle in all caps.
Yeah.
Bam. So go ahead and place it wherever you would like. Oh, wait, there's one more thing.
Spiritual eagle.
You said it was golden, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be basically right in the big guy's face.
Okay.
Trying to like keep him distracted from us, like John Cena.
How dare you?
Joy Eagle, that's very patriotic of you.
America.
No, it's like wild mother, fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I
And
believe you
that's
can make the attack on that same.
Yes.
I think I can. So I will roll on the old D&D Beyond 13. Probably doesn't hit.
A 13 does not hit. As the eagle flies out at the big guy's face, you see it, with surprising deftness, move just out of the way of the eagle's beak.
Alright. That is my turn. I'm not going to move just yet because I want to stay close-ish to my people.
I just realized what song this is.
I was like, boy, this song sounds
I was
really
like, this sounds
familiar.
familiar.
And then I the woo!
Yeah. Well, here we are. All right. Next, we got Oh, Laurel, did you want to move it all or no?
No, not yet.
Okay. Moss.
Question. Is it
Answer.
dark? Like,
It is. Well, I'd say
like how
it's
dark
dim
is it
light.
here? Okay,
It's
so I
dim
can still
light in your
see.
surroundings. Yes, you can.
Okay. Cool. Fuck me. Okay.
No pressure. It's just a character you've never played before.
Never played before. I had a battle plan like a day ago, and now it's gone to shit because I came up with something better. Okay, we're gonna do this first. I got it. Okay.
Okay.
First thing I'm gonna do, action. I am going to, you watch as some of these spores and other kind of flora on moss kind of just suddenly pop, and spores start to swirl around in that like bioluminescent glow as I burn one of my wild shapes to cast Symbiotic Entity. Which means I get 36 temporary hit points!
Damn.
I'm gonna turn this music down because I feel like I'm yelling. And then... So that's my action. My bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Sounds
change
good.
the die type of the damage. And then I'm going to... I'm so far away from him. I'm not close to anybody, am I? Ooh, and super no. Is this all difficult terrain?
No. The only difficult terrain is going to be for if you go like into one of those bush areas.
Okay, but if I
The
stay
normal
like in the
ground is
gap.
fine.
Okay. We'll go move over here and start to take care of these guys first. 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And that is, I think, everything.
Okay. Up next, we got Poppy.
Hmm. Okay. How far can I get? How does Mask of the Wild work?
Mask of the
It says
Wild.
no action. I can hide when I'm lightly obscured by basically nature.
I think that means you just get a hide action if you're in. Let me see.
I can attempt to
Oh.
hide even when I am only lightly obscured.
I think the meaning behind that is that when you take the hide action,
Mhm.
you can't just like stand out in an open field with nothing to hide behind and just become invisible if you roll a hide check. That's not how hiding works. You have to be either like heavily obscured or your actual like line of sight has to be blocked somehow in order for you to hide. That is saying that the conditions for you to be able to hide are lower.
Okay. I'm mostly just wondering how it actually kicks in, if it's something that I have to use.
It's not a resource that you use.
It's
It's
just
a
surroundings that you'd find yourself in.
Yeah,
Like right now,
it's a condition that you can take advantage of.
Okay.
so right now you do have some large trees around you, which is like the typical hiding place if a rogue was going to try and hide. Because you're a wood elf, if there were some like knee-high bushes near you that like normally, if it was a regular rogue that might have a little difficulty hiding behind, because you're a wood elf, you could essentially just crouch down and make the nature around you work a little bit better.
Okay.
It's more of like a flavor thing than it is a mechanical necessary thing.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Okay. It's just something that happens then. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
more sense. I mean, how far can I get? And these little red things, they are weird
So
little, like, rocks?
yes, they are rocks that are positioned around this central tree that
Mhm.
are being. You could see these bits of fiendish energy latching onto them and siphoning some sort of arcane energy from them to keep. And these sort of connections feed into the center, which in this tree you can see a portal open and a little glint of something golden at the base of the portal.
Okay. Well, guess I'm gonna go off board. Mm. Oh, fuck it. I mean, I can't really do anything since it's gonna, yeah. So, I don't know. I'll just go and I guess start trying to get closer to this thing.
Okay. I am letting your previous stealth check ride at the moment. So basically, as you had moved closer, I'm just going to go ahead and roll it that you were still staying low
Okay.
as you were previously. So you do, if that helps what you plan to do, you would not need to re-roll
Yeah,
stealth.
I
If you
don't
don't want
know if it does.
to. What's your ideal turn?
I mean, I want to stay hidden,
Okay,
but I'm not
that's
sure if there's enough to hide behind if there really
oh.
isn't any bushes or anything like that in the terrain.
So the bits of green and the roots you see coming out of there, those are trees. So there is absolutely pieces of foliage and nature for you to hide behind. So that stealth check that you had made earlier, it's still going to ride. So you don't have to roll another stealth check or anything like that.
Okay.
It's if you get to areas like this where there's a very clear, sort of ground or path, that is open area. That it might be a little difficult to stay hidden while ending your turn in. But if you move through these bits of foliage, then you'll be considered stealthed. Like you're
Okay.
perfectly fine.
15, 20, 35. All right. Then I'm gonna go up, I guess, up after this big fucker.
Okay.
And I have 35 feet of movement, so I will use my movement and my bonus action to dash.
Okay. Sounds good.
With 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. What was that? Oh, Golden Bird. 50, 55. Does he take up all of those squares?
Yes, he does. He does. He is a large size creature.
Okay. 55. I will get up to. We're gonna go. We will go to right here where I am still confidently in the trees.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I will just try and stab at him.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
She's stealthed. Does she get advantage on the attack?
I would say yes. Given that your stealth was obscene thanks to Pass Without a Trace, you can go ahead and roll this with advantage, as he
Pass
has
Without a Trace would be
no idea.
down.
Oh, would it really?
Yeah,
Pass Without
it's
a Trace would be
only.
down. It's only within 30 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
So
I'll still say,
I'd be 24 instead.
okay, you absolutely hit, and you are going to get your sneak attack on this as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. I need D6s.
You want me to bring you some? I have like a
No,
handful
I
right
took
here.
out a whole roll of D6s. So that is 9 plus 8, 17. And that is
Real talk, if this thing does go down
24.
rather quickly, I am 100% going to find a place to bring it back, because this monster is fucking cool as shit. Just saying.
It's cool, man.
24 plus. I need a D8. I'm just gonna roll it on here.
And
All
is
right.
this just with a regular dagger, or what are you
This
using?
is for the crystal short sword.
Crystal short sword. Okay.
So it does 1d6 plus mod plus 1d8 radiant.
Ooh, shit, girl.
So let me just roll a d8 electronically because I can't find a d8. Okay. So that is 24 points of piercing damage plus 5 points of radiant.
Hells yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, you are watching as
I'm
this.
not hidden anymore.
Yep, this is true. You are now in sight. You are approaching like a predator closing in on its prey as you watch this large creature just sort of move around this spiritual golden bird that's been summoned to try and harry him. And ever confident, it just stands and just moves out of the way until you spring from the bushes and stab into its gut, and there's the of radiant energy as it shrieks and roars in pain. It grabs the blade of your sword and pulls it out and kind of holds the wound as he takes a step and then glares at you with burning, fiendish eyes. You can
Fair.
see a line of horns vertically going down his skull as he brandishes his dagger.
Oh, somebody needs to.
It is his turn.
Snickers.
Eat his Snickers. How dare you?
I'm just saying.
All right. He is going to. This goddamn song. It's so good. As a no, okay. So he is going to lash out with this dagger, which, by the way, the art on it is like a crazy, like kukri sort of style dagger with actual like brass knuckles with like spikes at the end.
I love it.
Hells yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
so
thing,
he's,
this
like,
thing was
all the
fucking
edge.
cool. Oh yeah, yeah. This thing is like one step away from being a Diablo main character.
I love it. I love it.
He is going to attack. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll use uncanny dodge.
Okay. I will need you to also make a Constitution saving throw.
I will do that.
Oh,
that's
I
actually
chose very
good.
poorly at my spells.
That is Miss Jackson.
Don't forget you have a D4 on top of everything as well, because you guys are all blessed.
That's not attacks, though. That's just saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh. Yeah. No, wait.
I thought it was on everything.
Attack, ability, check, saving throw.
Yeah.
Not ability check.
On an attack roll or a saving throw.
Yeah.
All right.
For the next minute.
Normal damage, I'm just going to give you the full amount.
Okay.
Is 11, so
Sorry.
halved down.
It'd be 23 for the con save.
23? Okay, so then you're going to take half of what comes next.
Okay.
The initial damage, the full amount was 11.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. The poison damage was 24. You made the save, so it's reduced to 12.
Okay.
And you uncanny dodged, so that's reduced to 6.
Okay. So 6 poison and 6.
6 poison and 6 normal. So 12 points of damage total.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I need to go over by you.
No,
Then,
that's cool.
after it lashes out and nicks you across the arm, you see its maw smirk, and you watch it disappears from view.
Yeah, it's gonna come fuck you up now.
It is going to attempt to move. So you do get an attack of opportunity. It is going to be a disadvantage as he is invisible.
Can I take an opportunity attack if I've already used my reaction?
Oh, good call. You cannot.
Does the spiritual weapon get attacks of opportunity? Does that work that way?
No, it does not.
Okay.
I wish. It can't flank and it can't take reactions.
What good are you, sir?
I wish you could use your reaction to give it.
I just like retreat into my bush.
Oh, that's a choice.
You know what?
That's a sentence.
You just put that on the internet?
Yes, I did. And you know what? I do not care.
I stand by it.
I do. I stand by it.
Up next, we got the Bearded Devils.
Ah, fuck me.
Oh, bearded devils?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck.
This one is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Here I was thinking
And-
this was an Avernus off week.
Nope.
It's going to make 2 attacks with its glaive.
Wonderful.
Oh, sorry, one with its beard, one with its glaive.
Don't
I
worry, Sam. That
apologize.
just means I'll die first because Avernus is bad for clerics' health.
Yeah, but Dustin's not DMing.
That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's
Miss
not
Jackson,
Avernus that is bad for clerics. It's me who's
Dustin.
bad for clerics.
Miss Jackson
Gotcha,
hits.
gotcha.
Miss Jackson hits. Will a 16 hit?
16 is my AC.
Okay, so I'll say that that does hit. So first is the beard. I will need another Constitution saving throw.
Hey. Con save is 17.
You do succeed, so you avoid the poisoned condition.
Nice.
You are going to take 7 points of piercing damage from the beard. It's
Okay.
a weird sentence. Oh, good. And a whole 4 points of slashing damage from the glaive. And you avoid... Oh, it is a separate save. Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to have you roll fucking 3 saves on the same goddamn turn. You also resist the infernal wound from the glaive.
Oh, awesome. That sounds like something I definitely want to avoid.
Yes, that is a very good thing.
That would certainly burn your bush.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Mm.
Burning bush.
Mhm.
Up next is this one. 5, 10, up to Moss.
I needed to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Well, I'll think about it. That's a tilt. That is a 18.
Damn it! Yeah, he just saves.
Okay.
Like, rushes through the spores. That's my reaction, too. I have to remember that.
Okay. Will a 19 hit?
Yes.
And a 10 is not going to hit, correct?
No, a 10 will not hit.
Okay. All right. So the beard misses. I will need a Constitution saving throw from you.
I
At
wish you
D4.
wouldn't.
Add a d4.
Oh, fuck. D4. Well, that's not gonna really help. With, 8!
8. All right. So,
Shit.
you first take 8 points of slashing damage from the glaive. And then an additional 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay. Mark down that you have an infernal wound.
Oh.
At the start of your turn, you will take another 1d10 damage.
Is it... What type of damage?
Necrotic.
Okay.
Or, yeah, necrotic. That's fine.
That's
All
a
right.
disease. I'm immune to diseases. But...
The other one's going to move 5, 15, 20, 30. Up next, we have Renolphus.
Okay. No, that's not what I want. All of this is this all difficult terrain?
Yes.
Okay. 40, 50, 60. Alright. I am going to charge at this bearded devil.
Okay.
My movement is typically 40 feet. So even though it's a difficult terrain, I'm going to get there.
Okay.
With 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. A glaive has a 10-foot reach. So I'm going to attack him from here.
Nice. All right. Sounds
because
good.
I have the charger feat at the end of a charge. I can make an attack as a bonus action.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's not a good day for my dice. Does a 16 hit?
Does.
All right. Do, do, do. These are not undead. These are fiends, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So that is 14 points of magical slashing damage.
Nice. You charge forward and whirl the glaive overhead, and Poppy, hearing something behind you, you instinctively duck just as the blade goes across the face of the bearded devil, chopping off a little bit of his beard in the process. He recoils in
Insult to
pain.
injury.
Yes.
All right. Do you just get the one attack?
Yes, I
Okay.
can make a single attack as a bonus action.
Got it. Okay. Up next, back to
I'm
the
pretty sure.
Yeah, as a bonus action, yes.
Okay.
As an attack action, you should have 2.
Got it. Okay. All right, back up to the top of the initiative. We have Laurel.
Okay, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to target this here bearded devil. And I'm going to guide bolt up the butt
It actually.
at second level.
Okay. Which one? The one with Moss or the one with Poppy?
The one with Poppy.
Okay.
That is going to be a 12, which probably doesn't hit.
A 12, unfortunately, does not hit.
Alright, I'm going to then use my bonus action and have my spiritual weapon attack him.
Okay.
15, does 15 hit? What the fuck?
15 will hit.
Alright. It's gonna be 1d8 plus 4.
The 12 had just missed its AC.
Alright. For 5 damage.
Okay.
I think it's.
It should be radiant, I think.
Yeah. Sweet. It doesn't actually say. Oh, yeah, radiant damage.
Okay. Sounds good. The fiend recoils in pain from both the glaive strike and the glowy bird that are both just tearing it apart. Up next, we have Moss.
If I'm not mistaken, the next attack against the devil should have advantage too, right?
From a spiritual weapon?
From the guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt missed.
Guided bolt missed.
Boldness.
Oh, the guiding bolt missed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to swing my staff.
All right.
Ooh, 16.
15 will hit.
Ooh, sweet. Oh, I have the D4 for blessed.
Bearded
so
devils are essentially sacks of hit points that can do a decent amount of damage.
17 with the bless, so that works.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm stacking damage again, because apparently that's a thing I like to do. I need
It's like a character that you're doing it.
it. Meh. Do you need to know damage types?
No.
Okay.
Given that you have cast Shillelagh, and I believe your staff is already magical, yes?
Staff is already magical, and I'm dealing extra necrotic damage.
I don't think the necrotic does anything. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Then 6, 10, 12 points of damage as I crack him across the face.
All right. Yeah, with hereto unforeseen bit of dexterity, you twirl the staff and use the momentum and crack it across its cheek. And you definitely hear something crack from the impact. As it recoils and then rights itself, you can see that its cheekbone has been shattered by the blow.
Sweet.
So Joe, the spiritual weapon's actually force damage, not radiant.
Force damage, got it.
If that matters.
That's all good, but that's good to know.
And I cannot do two-weapon fighting because it's not a light melee weapon, so I'm done.
Okay. Up next, we got Poppy.
Okay, having ducked when I heard the giant rumble of someone running up, and then like the sound of air as a glaive just went right, probably like at my head, because I don't imagine that there was any sort of warning given. It was just assumed that you get out of the way. Poppy is going to be like stand up from a crouch and swipe out with her sword.
Okay.
And take attack with her sword,
All right.
which is going to be a, I think, 14 plus 8 is 22.
That'll hit. I gotta find some other combat music.
It's not gonna be much. All right.
I've started tuning it out until the horn shows up, and then my brain like kicks in again.
Same.
All right. So 7 piercing, and it is magical. So.
Okay.
7 piercing plus 6 radiant.
So that's 13.
And then I'm going to take my movement and basically do like a Mission Impossible style roll.
Okay.
And go this way to get to the other side of this fucker. And
Alright.
during that, I'm going to use my bonus action, draw a hand crossbow, and shoot at him.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that will be 5, 10 piercing damage.
How do you want to do this?
Hey!
Yeah, so you see her pop up, basically stab at this thing, and then just that thing disappears back under the bush, and you just hear like a bush rustle, kind of like the old cartoons where you hear it move, and then from the other side an arrow just comes out and just like right between the eyes.
Nice. Sounds good. It crumbles to the ground, dead. Well done.
Yeah.
Any additional movement? As at this point, you do have a little bit of movement left.
I am going to. You said there was like a glittery thing sort of in this general center of the screen.
Yes.
Center of the mass.
Yes.
Then I am going to. I took 5, 10. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna come down to about here and start making my way down toward where Moss is.
Okay.
I am staying in the bush area.
Okay. Sounds good.
Remaining in the bush.
All
And
right.
Laura Bailey is like giggling.
I can see it on your face.
Next.
Hanging out, yep.
All right. I am going to need Laurel. What's your AC?
18.
Here's a nerve-wracking question.
So that will still hit. I will need a dexterity saving throw from you, Laurel.
Okay. One second. That's
What was
a 4.
4. Okay. So, first off, you're going to take 17 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
In addition, as the crossbow bolt soars in between the branches of the trees and impacts with your leg, you look down and grimace at the wound just as you see the fletching start to glow until a flash of light blinds you until the end of its next turn. Now, because it did attack, it is revealed. It did use its movement. It did use its bonus action. I'm gonna have it so his bonus action is called null, because otherwise, he as a bonus action he could just go invisible again. Like that'd be kind of shitty to do that, become visible, and then just go invisible again. But who knows? For the sake of time, I will say he is going to be invisible. Well, I might be shaving some hit points here too. All right. Up next, we have the Bearded Devils. Why did the music stop? You son of a bitch. How dare you? Why have you done this? I can't believe you've done this. Boop-a-doop-a-doop, boop, boop. Boop-a-doop-a-doop, boop, boop. There. Pathfinder. Do it. Do the thing. Bearded Devils are going to go. That one is dead. This one is going to, again, make some attacks on Moss.
And make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That is a 17 on the die.
Stop it!
I'm sorry.
Come
My dice
on!
like me. It's the dice you gave me. So thanks.
Damn it.
So one with the beard, one with the glaive. All right, so the beard got a 12.
Nope.
The glaive got a 17.
17 is my AC.
That will hit. That is going to be 9 points of slashing. And this. Oh, wait. Your wound
I had that
from
wound.
earlier. Okay, so before I roll in addition to it, you're going to take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then another 6 points of necrotic damage.
Plus a 9 from the...
From the slashing. Yes.
Okay.
Bearded devils, man. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
they suck, man! I should have taken the tough feat. Shit.
Alright. This one. Move 5, 10,
Yeah, I need him to go away.
20.
No. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
He's just gonna use his glaive.
Just gonna use his glaive.
Yes.
It's 18 on the die.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Excuse moi.
Well, there go my temporary hit points.
That is 9 points of slashing.
Ah.
And, well, hold on. Let me double check something on this extra necrotic. Alright. Target is a creature other than an undead or a construct. It must succeed a con save or lose.
Moss is a construct.
No, Moss is not a construct.
You're not a construct as a Warforged?
Warforged are considered humanoids.
Yep.
Unless something has changed in a book, they are considered... Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to heal me either.
Yep.
That is true.
Service returns due to an infernal wound. Each time the devil hits the wounded target with this attack, the damage dealt by the wound increases by another d10.
The wound goes away after the first attack. After you take the secondary damage, that wound goes away.
It actually says... So you could take an action to do a medicine check, and if you hit a DC, then it's sealed, and that heals it that way. Or, peeling back the curtain, if you take magical healing, that also closes the wound.
Yeah.
I will say you took that slashing, right?
Yeah, I did. It knocked my wild shape out.
Okay. Make me a con save.
I should have done something else before instead of the wild shape I was doing. That was dumb of me. Okay. Hey! 21.
Okay. So
Plus
you do not
4.
get an additional infernal wound.
Good.
All right. That is the Bearded Devils. Rodolphus.
All right. So I'm gonna go after the big guy.
Yes.
He appears to be another fiend, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He almost looks like an ogre, but with fiendish traits. So horns, glowing red eyes, a
Okay.
general devilish-looking persona.
I'm gonna charge again.
Okay.
So that is actually 10.
Okay.
20 feet makes 30.
Mhm.
5 feet makes 35.
Mhm.
40, 45, 50,
Mhm.
60.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
I
60
hit a
feet.
different playlist, and I just realized it played the same goddamn song.
Sure did.
It did.
It's fine.
All
Fine,
right.
just leave it.
So that is movement and a dash.
Yep.
And then I am going to do something gross. And as a bonus action, I am going to activate a Crimson Rite.
Okay.
Rite of the Storm. And Sam, you've played Blood Hunters before. That requires me to burn one of my blood maledict, correct?
No.
Or no?
Crimson Rite.
Crimson
you
Rites have
roll,
nothing to.
That's different.
That's
you
different.
roll your die, and that's how much you take in damage.
That's
Yeah.
a
But then you-
damage.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you add that die type
To your
as
damage.
elemental damage to your regular.
As elemental damage to all my weapon
Yeah.
attacks.
The
Yes.
only
Cool.
time you burn your Crimson Rite is when you do your
You
or not
mean
your
the
Crimson
blood
Rite.
maledicts
The blood
is when you do a
maledicts.
blood curse.
Yeah, is when you do a blood curse.
Okay. So I'm gonna activate a Crimson Rite, and I'm gonna do Rite of the Storm, which is
Okay.
gonna add lightning damage to my attacks.
Hell yeah.
And it should be a D.
It is a D6. So that is 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Worth it.
And as I move up to this fiendish ogre, I'm gonna lick the blade of my glaive.
Ew.
And that is how I'm gonna take that damage.
Gross.
I told you I was gonna do something gross.
I'm a fan though. That's awesome. All right.
I'm a big old gross hobgoblin.
I love it
I'm
so
okay with
much.
thing.
But that is my movement, my action to dash, and a bonus action, so I do not make an attack this round.
You see, as you.
But I just look
display-
at
Yeah.
I'm like, you're fucking next.
As you do that, now I actually did read up on a little bit of the lore on this thing. The hunt and the challenge of one-on-one combat are two of its primary loves. So it looks at you and smiles as it brandishes its knife.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you made a friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat him.
Didn't think things would escalate that quickly. Laurel, back up to the top of the initiative.
Waste not, want not.
Okay, so I am going to step right up to here
Huh?
and
You should do
First
that.
off, I'm gonna.
Good.
God.
Well,
As my bonus action, I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word on
there you
all
go.
three of us here. It's not a ton of healing, but it'll do
That's
for now.
Hey,
fine.
That's going to be 9 points of healing for
Take it.
Poppy, Moss, and myself.
Okay.
So it's my bonus
Infernal
action.
wounds close.
Yes.
Ooh.
That was my bonus action, and how far is that fucker? I think he's very far. Can I see him from where I'm standing?
Yes. I see. You could probably see him through the bushes and trees that are right in front of you.
Okay. And then I will cast Guiding Bolt has a 120-foot range.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at him at 2nd level.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. Come on, dice. Uh, 17.
17 just hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
5d6 damage. Luckily, I have a lot of d6s with me. Not great, but 13 radiant damage, and the next attack against him has advantage.
Okay. I cannot select. What is happening? Oh, I don't have the select thing selected. You said 13?
Yeah, radiant damage.
Got it. And the next attack on him has advantage.
Yes.
Awesome. Renalphus, as you are facing down, ready to throw down with this dude, a guiding bolt sails over your shoulder and collides with his chest, and you see that excitement that he had on a one-on-one combat fade as he remembers you're not alone. You have your friends with you. And you see him kind of get a little sad.
No.
What the fuck, man?
And he's glowing at you now.
Yeah. It's basically a giant glow stick right now.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we got Moth.
Moss. Okay.
Oh, man. We should play a campaign so I can say Moth all the time.
Moss.
Moth.
Moss.
Moss likes marinara.
Shut up. Don't even. I heard that.
Moss is going to cast. Bonus action is going to cast Guardian of Nature on themselves. And
Okay.
you probably only Laurel sees this as the normally rather shiny metal of their skin turns barky and wood-like, and leaves and branches start to grow up into from their head and kind of protectively cover the nest that's there.
I'm Groot.
Kinda, yeah, pretty much turns into a Groot. I get 10 temporary hit points, thank God.
Don't worry.
And then I'm going to, and then the ground within 15 feet of me is in difficult terrain for my enemies.
Interesting. Okay.
And I get to
15.
15 feet. I get to make Constitution saving throws with advantage, and I get to make, and Dex and Wisdom-based attack rolls are with advantage. And because I cast Shillelagh is a Wisdom-based attack, melee attack.
Oh, shit.
So I get that with advantage, and I'm gonna hit the guy in
Whoa. That's an awesome combo.
with a D4.
With a D4.
Oh, I gotta
Don't
use
forget
that
your
spell
D4.
slot too. And using that spell slot. Doesn't help when I roll a pair of 5s, but it is still a 18.
That'll hit.
Does that have the D4 on it?
Yeah, the D4
Did
was
you
a
remember
4.
the D4? Don't forget the D4.
I'm doing my job as a cleric, okay?
Literally,
It's
yeah.
true.
I don't think I get the extra. I'm sorry, guys. I keep
You're good.
Mm-mm.
because
Again,
I
we're all
do not
playing
have.
Learning new classes is
played
hard.
before.
I do not have my symbiotic entity up, so it's just a D. It's just the shillelagh damage, so it's just a D8 plus 6, so 10 points.
All right.
And that is my turn.
All right. Good shit. Poppy, it is your turn.
Fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up.
Yeah. So looking between giant demon looking thing over to one side, who looks oddly pleased when suddenly he's like, someone's running up and charging him, and other obnoxious devilly things on the other side. She is going to take her movement plus bonus action to get over to there. 20, 25, 30, 35. All right. Get herself over there, and I am going to. Again, it's like you hear like twigs snap and leaves shake and bushes rustle, and then she just kind of you see the hair first. It's like the hair pops out, and then a sword swipes out to stab
I'm, es-
at this
I
guy.
like it.
I'm essentially imagining a weird Bugs Bunny like tunneling
Yeah. Oh,
thing.
yeah. Except without the tunneling, that was
Yeah.
the original plan was to go Earth Ganassi and go in, but that
Aw.
didn't happen. Again, slight problems. Oh, that's actually good. That is 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. And I believe at this level, if an ally is within 5 feet of the target, you get sneak attack.
Yes.
Sweet.
So let me roll.
You always get that as long as you have sneak attack.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's either advantage or with an ally within
with an ally
Got
within
it.
5 feet.
Okay.
So that is going to be 10 piercing.
Okay.
Plus 5 radiant.
Okay.
Plus sneak attack on it. Ooh, that's actually great. 6, 7, 10, 12. 15 damage for sneak attack. And then I would like to expend 1 use of Wails from the Grave on this other fucker who's next to him.
Yes.
Does he have to make a save, or is that just automatic damage?
Court, is that automatic damage?
Yeah, it takes half of your sneak attack dice and damage. It basically it's a
3d6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shit.
3d6 necrotic to him, which is 11.
Well, you definitely kill the one.
Nice.
And the shadowy energy that you use to accomplish your roguish desires emanates from the blade and latches onto the bearded devil next to your recent victim, and you see him as it just sort of digs.
He just starts hearing things hiss in his ears.
Yeah, it's a little funny.
And there's nothing there, though, is the problem.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That shit's creepy.
Yep, nope, it's just coming up, it's getting louder in your ears, but when you turn around, there's nothing there, it's fine. And I am also going to expend 1 charge from my sword and heal myself for 5 hit points.
Nice.
All right. Is that a bonus action to do? Or no?
No,
You just do it?
Sword, I can expend 1 charge to regain the number of hit points equivalent to the radiant damage.
Okay. Go for it.
Alright, so there we go. Yeah,
Sweet.
I'm done.
Oh, it's been my turn. Did I use my reaction?
No.
The one next to me comes back as a zombie.
Yeah.
The spores,
Yes.
the spores that haven't been able to attack swarm and consume it and rise it up.
Oh,
Can
Tina,
sport druids
you're
now.
level 9, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
You have reaction that you can do as
I
well.
know.
Sam,
Yeah.
that
Sam made it a zombie
token
first.
is now under your control.
The next one.
Hey!
I
It
don't
only
know
has
what
one hit point.
Don't
One. Okay.
Yep.
you're just gonna glare, being like, I was gonna take that.
Moss just kind of shrugs, like,
We should-
I
we
can't do
should've
it. It's gotta
should've
wait.
We should have discussed this beforehand.
Well,
All right. Well,
you know.
after Poppy, it is the big guy's turn.
Don't
Big guy
use that yet.
is going to move forward and go for a strike with his dagger.
He has
Sun is
disadvantage.
That's true.
The sun is getting real low, buddy.
Wait, disadvantage
Yeah.
from
I have a cloak of displacement.
fucker.
Why do you think I want one?
That is 17 to hit.
17 just hits.
All right. I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fucking hell. No.
Okay. That is going to be 12
Nasty.
points of slashing damage.
Wait, did you add your d4 to that saving throw? Sorry.
You're good.
What's the DC, Cujo?
17.
Not even close. I got a 9.
You're going to take an additional 19 points of poison damage,
Oh.
and you are poisoned for 1 minute.
Ooh.
You can
So
repeat this.
19 and 12.
Hmm?
So that's 31.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect if you succeed.
Okay.
And then, as a bonus action, after sinking the dagger in just right in your ribs, you see him smile, and eat him along with the dagger that he retrieves from your chest disappears from view.
Howard.
They still glow?
Because of the guiding bolt.
Hmm. I should have cast Fairy Fire. Should have
Let me
taken
see.
Fairy Fire.
It's like the quintessential druid spell.
Yeah.
I mean, the disadvantage from him being, at a minimum, the disadvantage from him being invisible will
Yeah, like negated.
will bounce.
Yeah.
I am going to say that so that's to hit an invisible creature. I'm going to rule that it is essentially going to cancel out his invisibility disadvantage. So it will be a straight roll to try to hit him for that next attack that he's going to take.
Okay.
All right. Up next, we have a dead bearded devil. We have a zombie. Do you want me to roll or
He goes after me. He goes on my turn.
on your turn? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can
Well,
do it
then-
now if you want me to. If it doesn't matter.
That guy, these are fiends, not undead. Which means they are intelligent. Which means that, yeah, with that check, he is going to look and see his friend who just recently fucking died rise back thanks to fucking nightmare spores and shit, and say, and Laurel, you'll be able to hear this with your comprehend languages. Fuck this, and he is going to try to run for the portal. So the zombie is going to get an attack of opportunity if it can take reactions.
It says the only action it can take is the attack action, making one melee attack. So I don't know if it gets a reaction. Because reaction's not.
I'm gonna say for a zombie, I don't think it's gonna get the attack opportunity.
That's fine.
It's gonna
That's
go
legit.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to dive for the portal just as a huge clawed hand like reaches in almost as if it's climbing and slams down on the bearded devil and smashes him into the ground.
No.
Oh.
And you can hear rumbling as the portal starts to widen just a little bit.
Oh, nope.
We gotta
Renalphus,
fix
it is your
that.
turn.
All right. I am going to make my first attack with the glaive.
Do it.
Hopefully, I can roll above a fucking
See all the
5.
See all the measuring lines looking at distance to the portal. Sorry, that was really funny.
22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. So this is 15 magical slashing plus 2 lightning.
All right. Appearing back into view, you find purchase as you stab the glaive forward, and as the image appears back, you see that you have stabbed the ogre directly into his knee, destroying it. It is screaming in pain.
Excellent. I am going to as a bonus action, I'm gonna activate a Blood Maledict.
Okay.
Curse of the Marked.
Okay.
I mark a creature that I can see within 30 feet of me until the end of my turn. Whenever I hit the cursed creature with a weapon for which I have an active Crimson Rite, I roll an additional Hemocraft die when determining the extra damage.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I am going to amplify that to give myself advantage
There
on
you
said
go.
attack. So I'm going to
Amplifying, I believe. Does that
cost
also
me some
Yeah,
damage?
cost you the d6.
So I'm going to take 5 points of damage, and then I get advantage on this next attack.
Okay.
So that is a 17 or a 17. 17 hit.
17 will just hit.
All right. So that is 11 points of slashing plus 7 lightning damage.
All right, that second strike as you retrieve the glaive and cast your maledict. You then stab again, and just as he's crouched holding his knee, the second one pierces him in the chest as he recoils and tries to reach back to keep himself up. He grabs the blade and forces it out. You just see gore and viscera and blood pouring out of the wounds. He is on death's door, but he is still up.
Okay.
Awesome turn. All right, up next we got Laurel.
Okay, so did we see the hand coming out of the portal? Is it just a hand so far? Like, what's the
It's-
stitch?
You see coming through the portal is a clawed hand, gargantuan in size. Basically crushes that bearded devil as it tries to run the fuck away. So you can see something starting to climb through.
Okay. So it's like, we're dilated, it's starting to come down the birth canal. Gotcha. All right. Sorry, that's all I can think
Seems
of.
a
That's all
little
I've been
unnecessary.
thinking of the whole night.
Yes.
In that case, I'm gonna change what I was gonna do.
Okay.
I
You made your DM nervous.
No, you made your DM think about childbirth.
I mean, you are the one that put a uterus in the middle of the screen.
Portal.
I am going
Tomato,
to.
tomato.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word again as I see my friends that are taking damage and hurting. That's my bonus action. Sorry, not Mass. Yeah, Mass Healing Word again at 4th level to myself and the other two.
The other ones.
Those people I literally just met.
Most people, you know what I'm saying? That is 10 points of healing.
Nice.
Okay. And then I am going to. You said that guy's not looking real good, right?
Correct.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at it again. This time just at 1st level. Not
Okay.
gonna use that last 2nd level so much. 18 plus 10, 28 to hit.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
It's 40.
Pretty sure that would hit a Tarask, so you're good.
17 points of radiant damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yes.
I just want the guiding bolt to. I'm concentrating on it, and I let it go out of my hands, seeing it like having pulled the sword out of it that Renalphus just hit it with, and I just say a little prayer to the Wild Mother and let it go as it hits right in that sword wound and just like slips right in and from the inside.
Renalphus, as it grabs the glaive blade and forces it out of the wound, you can't help but notice that there is this smirk that's playing across its face. And just as it's about to get up and lay in another attack with the knife, you watch as radiant energy gathers into the wound. And you see it start screaming in pain before, in true Mortal Kombat fashion, the entire upper body just and giblets and gore just explodes and goes everywhere.
I return its smirk.
It's like dripping off your face.
I did not use that reaction like I wanted to, but that's okay. At this point, we are out of initiative. What do you guys do? You feeling the ground rumble as something is starting to climb through that portal.
Cujo, can you?
For that thing, we see that there was something at the bottom.
Okay. And
Can
Sam,
you-
what were you gonna?
Can you describe the portal? Is it like a structure? Is it just like a wavy, like?
So there's no way to describe this that doesn't sound like a juju.
A what?
You're saying
Of
his
the
court was,
juju.
court was correct. It
Medically accurate terms only, please. I don't
She
know what
wasn't
that
correct
is.
earlier, but now that I see it, I can't.
It
All I've
does.
seen the whole time. I
It
literally
does.
messaged Tina like 2 hours ago. I was like, that looks like a uterus with like 6 ovaries.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. So, the portal itself is
If you want, I'll just do what I'm thinking
Just
about
do
doing.
you.
Okay.
You just do you. I got nothing. Just know that this portal is basically formed inside this tree. So, like, the
Oh.
branches
Tree.
and whatnot are like pushed away from whatever is causing this.
Is
The
the
mother
tree
tree.
alive?
No.
Okay. That's not gonna help me then.
Well, make a nature check. I'll say.
Oh, okay.
I just
If you
need to
want.
know how much this thing is out.
At this point, it's about like huge claw and forearm. Poppy.
Yeah, I will. I'm good, it's fine. She will scramble forward toward the thing because I think she saw at least the glint of something initially before everything went to shit. And I'm not sure that she'll be able to see it again
Okay.
with the hand having.
I will say, as you scramble closer to the opening, you can see.
Tim turned around.
Towards the opening.
I'm good.
We're good.
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
You see a.
And Uncle Touchy appears.
You see
and...
what looks like a rectangular ornamental object with all sorts of runes that have been carved into the side. Each of these runes are glowing with some sort of arcane energy, and it is directly below the portal that this
Okay.
thing is crawling out of.
So is this box type thing? Is it on the ground? Is it in the tree?
It is on the ground, directly below the portal.
Okay.
And Sam, what was your nature check?
23.
By all intents and purposes, this tree should be dead. However, it could be possible some Feywild drama or whatnot to make this tree look as gnarled and dead and gross as it does. There is still life in its roots.
Okay. Does it look... I'm sorry, I know I keep asking questions about it. Does it look like the tree is the one sustaining the portal, or is it just kind of a framework?
With that check, you know that this tree is natural to the Feywild, and as such is not it wasn't crafted to be a portal to the Nine Hells.
Okay.
So whatever this artifact is, it's essentially sapping the whatever arcane energy that this tree normally is supposed to have and using it to keep this portal open so that the baby could be born.
They're remodeling. Someone came in
Can
to
I?
remodel the room.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if I wanted to cast something that would cause the child to make a saving throw, can I do that even though it is not all the way, birthed?
Yeah. Given the Jesus. I will say that yes, it will still have to make a save, as there are.
In that case, I need it to make a. So y'all lose bless.
Okay.
Drop concentration. I will need it to please make a charisma saving throw.
That is a natural 20.
Oh.
Okay. Then does not succeed. It needed an 18. So, I was trying to banish it.
I gotcha.
Though, I guess Fiend's Advocate, would it have to make that at disadvantage because I can't see me casting it? If it's only an arm? Like, honestly, just asking. If you say no, it's fine.
I'm gonna say no, if only because, well, okay, here, I will compromise. This thing does have magical resistance, so that does give it advantage against magical effects.
Gotcha.
But you are correct, it doesn't know what's happening outside the portal, so I will go ahead and reroll.
Did Did you get another nat 20?
No. We got a 16.
Save was 18.
So, Poppy, as you run up and are inspecting the portal and this object, you can see Laurel casting something, and you watch as the hand that had pushed through starts to disappear. And Laurel, you can hear an infernal coming from inside the portal. Oh, come on! And then the whole hand disappears from view. The portal is still open,
I'll just say,
but the
throw it
creature
back
is not.
in. Get rid of the box.
Is that you're shouting at me?
Whoever's at the box.
Sure, yeah, I'm down at the box picking up the thing that I probably shouldn't touch. I'll pick up the lovely thing carved with a bunch of runes I can't read.
Okay.
And definitely, okay, yeah, fuck it, chuck it in the portal.
I cast Blight on the tree
Hell yes.
with the intention of sapping all energy that's being drained
Holy shit.
to get rid of any energy for the portal.
Okay.
Are you looking up what happens when you cast Blight on a plant?
No, I know what happens when you cast Blight on a plant.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what happens. First off, Poppy, I am gonna need a wisdom saving throw from you.
That's cool. 18.
Okay. You resist the effects of the artifact.
Oh, yeah.
So, without planning, this happens at the same fucking time. As you reach down and grab the artifact, the moment it is disturbed and moved from its spot, the portal starts to falter and slowly start to close. It then starts to close a little faster as blight is unleashed on this Feywild tree,
I'll apologize to
sapping it
Obahn later.
of any arcane energy and also actually killing it in the process. In that split instance, as the portal starts to close, feeling burning heat, I am actually going to say that you are going to take
Yeah.
6 points of fire damage.
Ow, fuck.
As this thing is roasting your hand, you reach back and throw it through. And just as you let go, you watch it rotate in the air and like fucking hot knife through butter. At the very last second, you watch it fully pass through the portal just as it closes.
Yay.
The moment that it closes, Laurel, Poppy, and Renalphus disappear from sight. And you find yourselves back home, doing whatever it is that you were doing previously. Feeling this strange, obvious tension, given that you were just in the heat of battle, dealing with some fiendish artifacts. But also feeling this strange thought just enter your mind for a brief moment. A voice, familiar to you. A debt is paid.
I go back to killing orcs.
Yeah, you go back to your fucking battle.
I go back to the battle that I was rudely interrupted from.
Do you return
Yeah.
God?
Using sacred flame to light the candles on my altar.
I was gonna say, do we arrive back like at the same time as we departed?
I'll say
It'd be
actually,
a wisdom
because
saving throw.
Yeah, do we have to make the wisdom saving throw to remember being in the Feywild at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
All
I
right.
forgot that was the thing.
The elves get advantage.
We do?
Yep.
Yeah,
can't-
against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep.
True.
Yeah, well, that's
It's a charm. It's a charm
Oh,
effect.
it's a charm. Okay. Wow, I suck. 11.
11. You have no idea. You just know that your hand really fucking hurts for some
Yeah,
reason.
what the fuck?
Sorry, Bob.
21.
What was it? Court
21.
21? You remember. And Renalphus?
I do not remember. Business as usual.
Yeah. You don't know how the fuck or which fucking orc did it, but you
Oh,
feel like a little
fuck 'em
shitty
up.
right
Just
Oh, I
fuck 'em
feel
all up.
fine.
You just fuck them all up.
now.
I
And
mean, I'm still a little above half hit points.
and Moss, as you look around and see that your compatriots had departed, you find yourself in an exciting new landscape. Just as you can see in the distance, rising from the shadow, Obahn rising to greet you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's one shot.
Hey,
Moss
that's fun.
makes a friend, a sort of friend. Boss?
Yes.
Boss, I think.
Moss's boss.
Yeah,
Moss's boss.
Moss's boss who wants a Voss water.
Teacher, possibly? Unclear? Mentor? Does Obahn mentor?
Maybe. Oh, well, to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much for the birthing jokes and all of that. Next week, I believe we're back with our full cast.
Hey,
So we have a
Continue-
party to go
We
to.
have a party.
Party.
you miss
I
your
am actually
rose.
kind of glad that this happened
We
because
do.
it gave us an opportunity to have a combat.
Mm-hmm.
There were going to be 2 combats, but due to time, I
Yeah,
just
Tina
thought-
almost
okay.
got to use a feature that I haven't even got to use yet because we haven't fought anything since
know,
we
and
leveled up.
Sam stole my soul.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I have a zombie with me for the next hour.
Not anymore.
Until he like trips over a twig and like
Yeah, it
dies
takes-
with his 1 hit point.
it trips and just its head just collides with that one rock sticking out of the ground that you're like, I should walk away from that.
I'm like, oh,
Dang
damn.
it.
Yes, but next week we get to go to a very fancy party
Yes.
Mhm. True story.
where absolutely no shenanigans whatsoever will happen.
Of course not.
Whatsoever.
Why would they?
No, we're in nice clothes. It's fine.
With
I'm not
that
going to
all
hide a
being
dagger
said-
out here.
With that all being said, thank you so much for watching. Be nice to each other. We love you. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.